guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Kalyon Alexis if you're new around here, also known as the Frugal Fashionista. And around here I give you guys all of the fun styling tips for inexpensive fashion. We're talking sustainability, we're talking bargains, everything that falls under that umbrella. And so because of that, I figured, why not recreate one of my first videos ever made about this very topic? I made this video last year. It was actually the second video I uploaded to my channel, and I went back and looked at it, and your girl had a lot of learning to do. Okay, I'll just say that. So I am recreating it. A lot of the videos that I posted last year have since been unlisted, but I am going to be giving you guys weekly uploads, so don't even worry about it. I will be making up for all of the videos that I took down. They'll be here this year. Basically, the reasoning behind that for me was just that I took the first year of me being on YouTube as like a learning experience. So I feel like I pretty much gained a really good knowledge of how to edit and how to make the videos look aesthetically pleasing, or at least to my standards. So in 2022, what you can expect from me is more fashion videos, more styling videos, heavy on sustainable fashion. It won't all be sustainable, but I will be mostly doing sustainable fashion lookbooks, thrift hauls, styling videos, and then also LA content. So if you're into that kind of thing, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you're always alerted when I do upload. It's a new year, it's 2022, new energy, new manifestations. You might want to get into thrifting this year. You know, maybe one of your goals for the year is to live a little bit more sustainably. So this video will provide you some tips and tricks, as well as a guide to how to get started and different things that you can find at most thrift stores that will help you to make that transition nice and smooth. With all of that being said, let's get into this video. Okay, so the first thing that you can find at most thrift stores are accessories. And when I say accessories, I'm talking belts, purses, jewelry, scarves, all of that. I'm just gonna show you guys a few of my favorite accessories purchased from thrift stores over the years. The first one is actually something that I got this year, and it is this very cute snakeskin bag. Not gonna lie, it does look like a dupe of the Jacquemus bag that is in the same shape. I almost didn't get it because of that, because I'm like, oh, it looks like a dupe. But I really like the print, and I was taking something back and I didn't reach like my limit of spending, and so I just went and grabbed it off the rack so that I could just, you know, have an even exchange. And then this, guys, okay. I'm not gonna say that this happens all the time. It's not like super common, but sometimes you will find some real designer items at the thrift store. Earlier last year, I went thrifting at the Goodwill right down the street from my house, my favorite one, and I found this Fendi bag, and it is real. Let me tell you how I know. Well, for one, I just know how to do like the inspecting to make sure it's real, but let me show you. It has the name on the buckle. So always just check like right here, and if it has the name, at least I know with Fendi, then that's how you know it's real. So with this purse, I'm pretty sure that they just didn't know that it was real because it was with the regular purses. A lot of thrift stores that do have like a few higher end pieces, they'll put them behind the counter. With this, it wasn't behind the counter, it was with the regular purses. So they just thought it was fake. I know that's what it is. But also my mom has found a Fendi crossbody bag from that exact same Goodwill before a few years ago. So it works out for the buyer. Another item are belts. Honestly, I'm not really much of a belt girl. I don't really have that many. I have just like a few, but I did thrift this very cool belt. It has different coins on it. One thing I love about the thrift store is that you can always find unique pieces. So you're not gonna find super trendy items. I mean, those are definitely at the thrift store as well, especially with the rise in fast fashion and how often people are wearing things and then donating them. If you wanna be more into unique and less trendy pieces, you can always find those at the thrift store. And so that's one thing that I really, really do like about going thrifting, is like finding those unique pieces that no one else is gonna have. So this belt is definitely in that category. Then another thing I said are just scarves. I've gotten so many scarves at the thrift store over the years. Honestly, this one probably isn't vintage, it's probably new, but it was on trend, and you know, I could make a little top out of it, wrap my hair with it, so I got it. And the last item are just different accessories, from like earrings to necklaces, bracelets. This is one of the necklaces that I got earlier this year as well. I oftentimes forget to look at the jewelry, but I think I was looking on my way out and I saw this necklace and I was like, oh, that's so cute. And my mom is like super into jewelry, so I showed it to her and she's like, girl, I got a matching bracelet for that. So then she gave me a matching bracelet. So I have a bracelet and a little necklace. It's a win-win. Okay, and then next up that you can find at pretty much all thrift stores, I would say. No matter where you live, you can definitely find this there, and that is denim. Everything from denim jeans to denim button-ups to denim jackets, all of that can be found at your local thrift store. It might take a little while to find. I'm not gonna say that they will always have your size, but there's always ways to like work around that. If it's something that I find that's like a very good piece and I feel like it's worth investing in getting it tailored, then I will. The Levi's that I have, they are Levi's 501s. I thrifted them at the Salvation Army and they were too big and I got them tailored, and now they're nice and high waist, they're relaxed fit, they fit very good, and they were a good investment. I think I paid maybe $14.99 for them, and then I just got them tailored, and I don't remember how much it was, but maybe between $25 and $30. So $45 to $50 on a pair of jeans. I'm gonna have them forever. They're very durable and I really like the fit now, and they fit my body perfectly. The next item would be outerwear. Whether or not you live in a cold climate, outerwear is always in abundance at the thrift stores. Everything from leather jackets to furry jackets to shearling coats to actual fur coats, especially in colder climates. For me, I mostly just buy like secondhand leather, furry oversized jackets, denim jackets, which is technically still outerwear, but I put that in the category of denim. So outerwear in abundance at the thrift store. The next item that you can find at most thrift stores are oversized men's button downs. For a while I was on like a white button down kick where I just like loved wearing white button down. I would wear one to work at least once a week with whatever, you know, I would style it differently, but I just felt like it just gave me like that crisp Parisian French girl aesthetic, you know, just like chic. And it was pretty minimal and effortless. So I was like buying them by the boatload at the Goodwill. They were like $4.99. They have since gone up to $7.99, which is rude, but you know, inflation. Okay, everyone gotta pay their bills. I get it. I stopped buying so many of them, but I do now buy like the striped ones as well. I have this one striped one. Every time I wear it, people always compliment me and ask me where I get it from. Like they're in shock that I thrifted it at the Goodwill, but I love it. It's oversized. I love like oversized clothing. I think my love for oversized clothing came from the fact that I am so tall, and because I'm so tall, a lot of things just were not long enough for me growing up. So I kind of just like developed the style of wearing oversized items all the time. But now oversized is like super in, and especially men's button downs, they can be styled so many different ways. You could layer underneath them, you could layer on top of them. They just work pretty much any season as well, because in the summer you can throw them over your bathing suits when you're going to the beach. You can also wear them with like just a pair of denim shorts with a denim skirt. They can be styled so many different ways, and they're always going to make you look a little bit more elevated and a little bit more put together. So I would say grab yourself a nice men's button down the next time you're at your local thrift store, and make sure it's just a little bit big, a little bit roomy, so that you can really have that oversized feel to it and style it in different ways. The next items you can find at the thrift store pretty much anytime are sweaters, but specifically cozy oversized sweaters, cardigans, and turtlenecks. Those three are in abundance at the thrift store. With turtlenecks, I've thrifted so many of them in so many different colors. They pretty much will always have them at some point. If you just look regularly, they will have them. And then also, like I said, cardigans have kind of made a comeback over the last like year and a half, 2 years. And they're always in abundance at the thrift store. Before you go out and buy a brand new one, check your local thrift store, and I can guarantee you will find one. And something that you can do, which I've done before, like back in the day, is if it's just like a plain cardigan and you want to make it more cool or more funky, just change out the buttons on it. But yeah, cardigans, turtlenecks, oversized, cozy sweaters, always in abundance at the thrift store. The next item, I'm sure you guys already know, you've probably heard this in many other videos. I've been trying to give you guys items that I haven't really seen discussed in other videos that are similar to this, but you know, we're gonna still give you the staples, because these are staple items that we're talking about. So the next item would be blazers. Blazers are those type of items that I feel like really have their moment sometimes and then kind of like die out in the trend cycle and then are really back like everywhere. But they're a classic. You can't really go wrong with a blazer, just throwing it over a dress, throwing it on with a pair of jeans, throwing it over a skirt and a top. So blazers, I always check the men's section for. They have them in the women's section, but typically people, I think, at least what my algorithm shows me, is that people like to wear them more oversized, more boxy. So the men's section always has so many of them. I actually thrifted a black velvet one last year that I absolutely love. When I saw it, it reminded me of this picture of Rihanna, and I was like, ooh, I'm gonna wear it as a dress one day. I've never worn it as a dress, but I have worn it plenty. I forgot to mention in the beginning, this is gonna be the fall winter thrift guide. So these items are specifically for like cooler temperatures. I am gonna do a spring summer one in the future when the weather starts warming up. So the next item I have on my list are shackets and flannels. They're kind of one and the same, but a shacket, as you know, is a shirt and a jacket combined. Or maybe you didn't know that. It's a newer term. The first time I heard it was, I think, last year or maybe like the end of 2019. I love a good shacket. Again, I find mine in the men's section. I feel like just those kind of items are more common though in the men's section. And so I'm always looking for like, you know, things that are a little bit longer. And typically they will be like authentically, I mean, I guess not like vintage per se, but they're not gonna be fast fashion. There'll probably be some items from like the 90s. And like with a shacket especially, it'll be an item that's more durable, probably like someone like camping in. Like that's the vibe I get from the shacket that I have from the thrift store. This black and white flannel that I'm modeling here, I actually bought it the first time I visited New York. That's how long I've had it. I bought that flannel for $10, and this was at probably like a more like trendy thrift store, but when I saw it I was like, oh, I just have to have it. It's oversized, as you can see, and all these years later I still have it. It just comes in clutch. It's so cozy and I truly love it. I don't think I'll ever get rid of it because it just brings me back to the memory of my first time in New York. So shackets and flannels, always a go at the thrift store. The final item of this how to thrift for beginners part 1 video would be corduroy. Corduroy is such a like fall winter fabric as the seasons are transitioning. One of the first items I pull out are my corduroys. So I actually recently got this blue pair that I am modeling here from Savers when I went, and they are a little big, so I'm gonna probably go get them tailored. I just haven't yet. I've worn them only once. I just belted them, but I think that they will look better if they just are permanently like high waist, and then I'm gonna cut out the cuff at the bottom. I wear pretty much everything cropped, but I still want it to be a certain length so that it looks intentionally cropped. If you guys want a styling video on each of these items, let me know in the comments below. I will happily give you guys looks for each item that I named. Thank you guys so much for being here with me today. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you got some good takeaways from where to get started if you're new at thrifting. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't yet, please do subscribe. Alrighty, my loves, I will see you guys next week for the next installment of this 52-week challenge of weekly uploads. But in the meantime, stay radiant, my loves. Bye.